The alarm blared through the medical station. Red lights flashed in the hallways. The peaceful routine of Outpost 7 was broken. Chief Medical Officer Tyke ran to the command center. His 4 blue eyes blinked quickly, one after another. This was how his people, the Vaynar, showed worry. "What happened?" he asked. Station Commander Day pointed to the large screen. "A ship crashed 5 miles from here. Unknown type. Not in our records." Tyke watched the smoke rising from the crash site. "Any life signs?" "One," said Day. "Weak but there. Medical team needs to go now." Tyke nodded and turned to his team. "June, Mina, get the emergency kit. We leave in 2 minutes." The small rescue ship flew quickly. When they landed near the crash, Tyke was the first one out. The crashed ship was small, maybe made for 1 or 2 people. Its design was strange. Tyke had seen ships from all over the galaxy in his 50 years as a doctor, but nothing like this. "Careful," he told his team. "We don't know what species we're dealing with." The ship's door was partly open. Inside, they found the pilot. It was a creature they had never seen before. It had 2 arms, 2 legs, and 1 head with 2 eyes. Its skin was a light brown color, now covered in blood. "It's badly hurt," said Medical Assistant June, scanning the body, "but alive." "Get it to our ship," said Tyke. "Carefully." Back at the medical station, they placed the strange being on an exam table. Machines hummed as they scanned the creature's body. "What do we know?" asked Tyke, studying the readings. June looked worried. "It's bad. 6 broken bones, bleeding inside the body in 3 places, burns on 20% of its skin, and possible brain damage." "Have we seen this species before?" asked Tyke. "Never," said Mina, another medical officer. "I checked all records, nothing matches." Tyke looked at the being's clothes. They were simple but had a symbol on them. A blue circle with white stars and red stripes. Some kind of flag, maybe. "How long will it live without help?" asked Tyke. June checked her scanner again. "Maybe 7 days at most, and that's being hopeful." "And with our help?" Tyke asked. "Hard to say," said June. "For most species with injuries this bad, 3 months of healing at least. If they survive. At all." Tyke nodded. 3 months was a long time, but this being deserved a chance to live. "Prepare the healing tank. We'll do what we can." As his team worked, Tyke studied the being more closely. It had dark hair on its head. Its hands had 5 fingers like many species. But something about it seemed different. "Should we tell the Galactic Council?" asked June. "This could be a new space-traveling species." "Yes," said Tyke. "Send them what we know. And Mina, run a full DNA test. I want to know everything about this creature before it wakes up. If it wakes up." The team carefully moved the injured being into a large glass tank filled with blue healing liquid. They attached breathing tubes and monitoring devices. The liquid would help heal the wounds and keep the being alive. "Now we wait," said Tyke. Later that night, Tyke sat alone in his office. He was looking at the being's DNA results on his screen. "Interesting," he said to himself. The DNA showed that the creature was from a species called human, from a planet called Earth. The galaxy map showed Earth was very far away, in a part of space that was barely explored. Tyke read more about the human's body. It had a single heart, 2 lungs, and a brain that seemed quite large for its body size. Its blood was red because of something called iron. "How did you get so far from home?" Tyke wondered, looking at the human through the window of his office. The human floated peacefully in the healing tank. According to the scans, it was a male. A tag on his torn flight suit had a name. Tyke went to the healing tank and placed his hand on the glass. "Hello, Han from Earth. I don't know if you can hear me, but we're going to take care of you." The machines monitoring Han beeped steadily. Everything seemed normal. But as Tyke turned to leave, one of the screens showed something odd. The human's cells were moving faster than they should be. Tyke checked the machine thinking it was broken, but it wasn't. The human's body was already starting to heal some of the small cuts. That's not possible, Tech whispered. Not this soon. He checked the healing liquid, thinking maybe they had made it too strong. But no. It was the normal mix they used for all species. Tyke stayed up all night, watching the human and the readings. By morning, he was even more surprised. The bleeding inside Han's body had stopped completely. Some of the smaller burns were already forming new skin. His body is healing itself, Tyke told June when she arrived for her shift. Faster than anything I've ever seen. Maybe our equipment is wrong, June suggested. I checked everything twice, said Tyke. This is real. This human heals faster than any species we know. Over the next 2 days, they watched in amazement as Han's body continued to repair itself. The broken bones were already starting to mend. The burns were healing quickly. Even the brain readings were getting stronger. The council needs to know about this, said Tyke. These humans, they're special. On the 3rd day, something unexpected happened. The machines connected to Han started beeping loudly. His brain activity was increasing rapidly. What's happening? Asked Mina, rushing to check the readings. I think, Tyke began, hardly believing what he was seeing. I think he's waking up. And indeed, inside the healing tank, Han's eyes began to open. They were dark brown and full of confusion. But they were alert and aware. Han was conscious, just 3 days after injuries that should have killed him or kept him unconscious for weeks. Tyke and his team stared in disbelief. The human looked back at them, his eyes widening at the sight of the alien doctors. This changes everything, Tyke said quietly. Everything we know about healing, about biology. He stepped closer to the tank where Han was now fully awake and watching them. Welcome back, Han from Earth, Tyke said, even though he knew the human couldn't hear him through the tank. You just made medical history. Han opened his eyes inside the healing tank. The blue liquid around him felt strange but not uncomfortable. Through the glass he could see strange creatures watching him. They didn't look like anything he had ever seen before. Tyke noticed Han was awake and pressed a button. The liquid in the tank began to drain. When it was empty, the front of the tank opened. Can you understand me? Tyke asked. He was holding a small silver device that made his words sound like Korean to Han. Han coughed and nodded. Yes. Where am I? Who are you? Tyke helped Han to a bed nearby. My name is Tyke. I am the chief medical officer at this station. You crashed near here 4 days ago. 4 days? Han looked down at his body in surprise. He could see healing burns and some bandages, but he felt much better than he should have after a crash. That's not possible. My injuries were serious. Yes, they were, said Tyke. That's why we are so amazed. You heal faster than any species we have ever seen. Han tried to sit up but felt a bit dizzy. You're aliens? To you, yes, said Tyke with what might have been a smile. It was hard to tell with his 4-eyed blue face. Just as you are alien to us, you are the first human we have ever met. Mina came over with a scanner. May I check your health? Han nodded, still trying to process everything. Mina moved the scanner over his body. Remarkable, she said. The broken bones are already halfway healed. The burns are almost gone. Your brain functions are completely normal. How is this possible? Asked Tech. No species we know heals this quickly. Han shrugged. This is normal for humans. Actually, I'm healing a bit slower than usual because the injuries were so bad. Tyke and Mina looked at each other in shock. Normal? Asked Tyke. You mean all humans heal this fast? Yes, said Han. Don't all species? Tyke shook his head. No. For most species we know, your injuries would take at least 3 months to heal. Some might never fully recover. Han thought about this. He had never considered that humans might heal faster than other intelligent beings. It was just normal to him. I need to contact Earth, Han said. My people will be looking for me. We will help you, said Tyke. But first, would you be willing to tell us more about humans? Your biology is fascinating to us. Han agreed, and over the next few days he talked with the alien medical team. He told them about Earth, about humans, and about his mission. He was a test pilot for a new type of space engine. Something had gone wrong during the test, sending him far off course. The alien doctors were amazed by everything Han told them. They were especially interested in human healing. Your cells divide and replace themselves much faster than any species we know, Tak explained one day, showing Han some pictures of his own cells, and your body can regrow tissue that most species cannot. Like what? Asked Han. Your liver can regrow even if half is removed, said Mina. Your skin replaces itself completely every few weeks. Your bones don't just heal, they often become stronger at the break point. Han had never thought much about these things. To him, they were just facts of life. 1 week after waking up, Han was walking around the medical station. His bones were still healing, but he could move without much pain. The aliens watched him with amazement. You shouldn't be able to walk yet, said June, who had become a good friend to Han. But here you are acting like you just had a minor injury. Han smiled. Humans are tough. We evolved on a planet with many dangers. We had to be able to recover quickly. This made Tak curious. What kind of dangers made humans evolve such healing abilities? Han thought about it. Well, Earth has large predators, natural disasters, extreme weather, disease, and all kinds of dangers. For most of our history, we didn't have advanced medicine. Those who could survive injuries and keep going were the ones who lived to have children. Tak seemed troubled by this. Your world sounds very dangerous. It can be, Han admitted, but it's also beautiful. Later that day, Han heard Tak and Day, the station commander, talking about him when they thought he couldn't hear. The Galactic Council is very interested in the human, said Day. They're sending a research ship. I'm not surprised, said Tak. A species with this kind of healing ability is unprecedented. Some council members are concerned, Day added in a lower voice. A species that evolved on such a dangerous planet might have other adaptations we should be careful about. Han seems peaceful, said Tak. He's shown no signs of aggression. One individual doesn't tell us about the whole species, Dai replied. The council just wants to be cautious. Han walked away quietly, thinking about what he had heard. He understood their caution. If he met aliens who were much stronger or faster than humans, he might be cautious too. 2 weeks after the crash, Han was helping in the medical bay. He had learned a lot about alien medicine, and he wanted to be useful. Tak had become more than just a doctor to Han. He was a friend and a teacher. Your bone density is remarkable, Tak said as they looked at a new scan of Han's leg. The break is almost completely healed, in just 2 weeks. Back on Earth, doctors would say that's about right for this type of break, said Han. Maybe a little fast, but not unusual. Tak shook his head in wonder. For most species in the galaxy, this kind of healing is like a superpower. We don't think of it that way, said Han. But I guess from your perspective, it is pretty amazing. Later that day, alarms sounded through the station. Han ran to the command center with Tak. What's happening? Han asked. A ship is approaching, said Dai. It's from the Galactic Council. On the big screen, Han could see a large ship coming toward the station. It was much bigger than the medical station and looked very advanced. They're here to meet you, Tak told Han. The first official contact between humans and the Galactic Council. Han felt nervous. He was just a test pilot, not a diplomat. But now he was representing all of humanity to these aliens. What should I do? Han asked. Just be yourself, said Tak. They want to learn about humans, just as we do. And Han. Tak put a hand on Han's shoulder. What we've learned from you has already changed our understanding of biology. Your healing ability could help us save many lives across the galaxy. Han nodded, feeling the weight of responsibility. As the council ship prepared to dock, he stood tall beside his new alien friends. Let's make a good first impression, he said with a smile. Tak's 4 eyes blinked in sequence, his species' way of showing agreement. I think you already have. The big council ship connected to the medical station with a loud clank. Han stood next to Tak and Day, waiting for the visitors. His heart beat fast. He was the first human to meet the Galactic Council. Remember, Tyke said quietly to Han. They are just curious about you like we were. The door opened with a hiss. 3 aliens walked in. They looked very different from Tyke's people. The first one was tall with green skin that seemed to glow. The second looked like a big insect, with 4 arms. The third was short with what looked like rocks for skin. Welcome to Outpost 7, said Day with a small bow. I am Station Commander Day. The tall green alien stepped forward. I am Sue, lead researcher for the Galactic Council. These are my colleagues, Rim and Kyo. The alien looked at Han with large yellow eyes. And this must be the human, Han nodded. My name is Han. I'm a test pilot from Earth. Sue's eyes widened slightly. You speak already? We were told you were badly injured just days ago. The human's recovery has been remarkable, explained Tyke. As I reported, they heal much faster than any known species. Sue stepped closer to Han, studying him. Fascinating. Would you mind if we conduct some tests? Nothing painful, I assure you. Han looked at Tyke, who nodded slightly. That's fine, Han said. I'm curious about you too. They all moved to the medical bay. The council team had brought special equipment. They scanned Han, took small samples of his blood and skin, and asked him many questions about Earth and humans. Your cellular structure is unlike anything we've seen, said Rim, the insect-like alien. Your cells replace themselves so quickly. And your pain response is unusual, added Kyo, the rock-skinned alien. You feel pain strongly, but you can ignore it better than most species. Han sat on the edge of the exam table. This is all normal for humans. We don't think of ourselves as special. But you are, said Sue. Your species evolved on a planet that would kill most intelligent life forms. Earth's gravity is stronger than most inhabited worlds. Your weather is extreme. Your planet has thousands of dangerous life forms. I guess we're just used to it, said Han. Sue looked at some data on a screen. Your bones are already nearly healed. Most species would still be in critical condition after injuries like yours. Han shrugged. Humans break bones all the time. Children fall out of trees. People have accidents. We just heal and keep going. The 3 council members looked at each other. Han could tell they were surprised, maybe even worried. There's something else, said Sue carefully. Your brain scans show unusual activity. Your species seems to feel emotions very strongly, but you also have amazing control over them. Is that bad? Asked Han. Not bad, said Sue. Just different. Most species in our galaxy evolved to be more specialized. They excel at one thing. Humans seem to be good at many things. You adapt quickly. Later that day, Han sat with Tyke in the station's dining area. They were eating something that looked like blue soup. It didn't taste bad, just strange. They're afraid of humans, aren't they? Han asked. Tyke's 4 eyes blinked slowly. Not afraid. Cautious. Your species is new to us and very different. Because we heal fast? Not just that, said Tyke. When a species evolves on a dangerous world like Earth, they develop traits to survive. Fast healing is one, but what other traits might humans have? That's what makes some council members nervous. Han thought about this. We're not dangerous. We just want to explore and learn. I believe you, said Tyke, but the council needs more time. The next day, Sue asked to speak with Han alone. They walked through a garden area in the station where plants from different worlds grew. Han, I've received orders from the council, said Sue. They want to send a team to Earth. Han felt worried. For what purpose? To learn more about humans and your world, Sue explained. To establish official contact with your leaders. But they want you to go with us, as a guide and translator. I need to contact Earth first, said Han. They don't know about aliens yet. This will be a big shock. Sue nodded. We understand. We'll help you send a message. But the council is very interested in your species. Your healing abilities could help many others in the galaxy. Han stopped walking and looked at Sue. What do you mean? If we could understand how humans heal so quickly, we might be able to help other species heal faster too, Sue explained. Think of all the lives that could be saved. Han hadn't thought of that. His normal human healing might be a gift to the galaxy. I'll help, he said. But I need you to promise something. What is that? Asked Sue. Treat Earth and humans with respect, Han said firmly. We may be new to space travel, but we're not simple or weak. We want to be friends and partners, not specimens to study. Sue was quiet for a moment, then nodded. A fair request. I will personally make sure of it. That afternoon, Han was allowed to send a message to Earth using the alien communication system. It would take a few hours to reach Earth, even with the advanced technology. This is Test Pilot Han, he said into the recorder. I am alive and safe. My ship crashed on an alien medical station. Yes, I said alien. They are friendly and have helped me heal. They want to make official contact with Earth. Please prepare. Our leaders. I will be returning soon with representatives from something called the Galactic Council. After sending the message, Han went to find Tyke. The alien doctor was in his office studying the test results. Han, come in, said Tyke. I was just looking at your latest scans. Your healing is complete. It's amazing. Han sat down. Tyke, I'm going back to Earth with the council team. Tyke's eyes showed surprise. So soon? I thought you might stay longer for more tests. Earth needs to be prepared for first contact, Han explained. I need to help my people understand that aliens are real and not to be feared. Tyke nodded. I understand. But I will miss our talks. I've learned so much from you. Why don't you come too? Han suggested. You know more about human biology than anyone else now. You could help explain things to our doctors and scientists. Tyke's eyes brightened. I would be honored. I'll request permission from my superiors. The next day, Han received a reply from Earth. His message had caused quite a stir. World leaders were meeting to discuss the situation. They wanted Han to return as soon as possible with the alien representatives. Sue called a meeting with Han, Tyke, and the other council members. We're approved to visit Earth, Sue announced. A small team only for safety. We leave tomorrow. Han felt excited and nervous. He was about to change human history forever. Earth would never be the same once they knew about aliens. Are you ready for this? Tyke asked Han quietly as they left the meeting. Han took a deep breath. No, but it needs to be done. And at least I'm fully healed now, thanks to you. Tyke made a sound that might have been a laugh. You healed yourself, Han. I just watched in amazement. As Han packed his few belongings that night, he looked out the window at the stars. Somewhere out there was Earth. His home was about to join a much larger community. And it had all started because of a crash and his body's natural ability to heal. I hope we're ready, he whispered to himself. 2 weeks after the crash, Han stood in the observation deck of the alien medical vessel, watching the stars. His body was almost fully healed, with only faint scars remaining where once there had been life-threatening injuries. Your species continues to fascinate us, said Tyke, joining him at the viewport. The Galactic Medical Corps has been reviewing the data we've gathered during your recovery. Han turned to the alien doctor. I hope it's been useful. Your people have been incredibly kind to me. We've learned more about regenerative medicine in 2 weeks than in the previous century, Tyke admitted. But I'm troubled by something we've discovered. What's that? Han asked. Tyke's 4 eyes blinked in sequence. Something Han had learned indicated deep thought. Your medical records show that humans routinely survive injuries that would be fatal to most species. You've evolved pain tolerance and healing capabilities that suggest a planet far more dangerous than most inhabited worlds. Han nodded. Earth has shaped us in many ways. We break bones and they grow back stronger. We build calluses where our skin is repeatedly damaged. Even our minds develop resilience through trauma. That's precisely what concerns the Galactic Council, Tyke said. A species that evolves such traits must come from an environment that constantly tests those limits. Han laughed softly. And they're worried about what else that environment might have produced in us? Yes, Tyke admitted. Some council members are advocating for limited contact with Earth until they better understand your species. I understand their caution, Han said, but I hope they'll give us a chance. Our resilience isn't just physical. We've survived our own wars, plagues, and natural disasters. We've learned from them. We're stronger not just in body, but in spirit. That's what I've been trying to explain to them, Tyke said. I've recommended establishing a medical exchange program. Your doctors could learn from our technology, and our researchers could study your remarkable healing abilities. Han smiled. I'd like that, and I think many humans would too. There's a Galactic Council vessel arriving tomorrow to meet you. The first official delegation to make contact with a human, Tyke said. They'll want to discuss these possibilities. I'll do my best to represent Earth well, Han promised, though I'm just one human, and we're a diverse bunch. If the rest of humanity is anything like you, Tyke said, I believe the galaxy will be better for knowing you. As they stood together watching the stars, neither could have predicted how profoundly this chance encounter would change the relationship between Earth and the galactic community. The Grand Chamber of the Galactic Council fell silent as Han finished his presentation. For the past hour, he had shared images and data about Earth, its diverse ecosystems, its natural disasters, its history of conflicts, and most importantly, the remarkable adaptability of its inhabitants. Council leader Jin, whose species resembled crystalline structures that shimmered with internal light, spoke first. Pilot Han, what you've shown us is both impressive and concerning. Your species has survived conditions that would have driven most to extinction. Han nodded. We have a saying on Earth, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. It's not always true, but humans have a remarkable capacity to adapt and overcome. Chief Medical Officer Tyke, who had accompanied Han to the council meeting, added, I've documented Han's recovery in detail. The applications for medical science are profound. Human cellular regeneration techniques could revolutionize treatment for dozens of species. A representative from the Delvari Confederation, a species known for their military prowess, leaned forward. If humans are this resilient physically, what are their capabilities as warriors? Han frowned slightly. We can be formidable when threatened, yes. Our history has too many wars. But that's not what defines us, or what we hope to offer the galactic community. He tapped his communication device, and a new series of images appeared. Human, art, architecture, music performances, scientific achievements, and humanitarian efforts. This is who we are, Han said passionately. We create. We explore. We connect. Yes, Earth has shaped us to be survivors, but that resilience has also given us the strength to dream and to build. We don't just endure, we thrive. And we want to thrive alongside other species, not in competition with them. The chamber was quiet for a moment. Then Council Leader Jin spoke again. You present a compelling case for your species, Pilot Han. The Council will need time to deliberate on the appropriate level of engagement with Earth. If I may, Tyke interjected, I would like to formally propose the immediate establishment of a medical exchange program. The potential benefits to galactic medicine are too significant to delay. The council members murmured among themselves before Jin raised a crystalline appendage for silence. The council approves a limited medical exchange as proposed by Chief Medical Officer Tyke, Jin announced. Further integration will be considered as we learn more about humanity. Han smiled. Thank you. I believe this is the beginning of something remarkable for all of us. Later, as Han and Tyke prepared for the return journey to Earth, this time aboard a proper diplomatic vessel rather than Han's damaged scout ship, Tyke seemed contemplative. The council was impressed, Tyke said, but still cautious. Han nodded. They're right to be careful. Humans can be unpredictable. That's precisely what makes your species so fascinating, Tyke replied. Most species in the Federation evolved toward specialization and stability. Humans seem to have evolved for adaptability above all else. Earth never gave us much choice, Han said with a shrug. But I think you'll find that our greatest strength isn't how quickly our bodies heal. Oh? Tyke's four eyes blinked curiously. It's how quickly we learn, Han said, and how deeply we can connect with others, even those very different from ourselves. He gestured between them. Like us becoming friends despite having evolved on worlds light years apart. Tyke's skin flickered with the bioluminescent patterns that indicated agreement among his species. Then I believe the galaxy will soon discover what I already have. What's that? Han asked. That the most remarkable thing about humans isn't that you heal faster than anything alive, Tyke said. It's that you do so with an undiminished capacity for wonder, compassion, and hope. Those traits may prove even more valuable to the galaxy than your remarkable physiology. As their ship prepared to depart for Earth, carrying the first official alien delegation in human history, Han knew that this was just the beginning of humanity's journey among the stars. And while their resilience had captured the attention of the galactic community, it would be their humanity that would ultimately earn their place in it. The end.